Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. First Nighter. This is your host, John Batchelor, welcoming you to your theater of hits. It's almost curtain time. Shall we go right in? This way, please. Here are your orchestra seats for the best in Broadway musicals, performed by the United States Marine Band under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel William F. Settleman, and presented by the United States Marine Corps. This performance is an old favorite and represents Jerome Kern at his best, Roberta, embodying some of the most successful music Kern ever wrote. One of the most interesting stories about the original stage production of Roberta is one concerning the song, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. It seems the director didn't like the song, and during the rehearsal of the show, argued vehemently to have it removed from the score. Kern was just as insistent that it remain right where it was, which of course it did. Happily, it became one of the most popular songs he ever wrote. However, not only the music of Roberta was successful, for some of the names in the original cast were some of the best known and best liked in American entertainment. Among the names on the opening night programs were George Murphy, Alan Young, and Bob Hope. Nor was Roberta less blessed with stars when the show was made into a motion picture 2 years after the Broadway production. For among the names in the movie version were Irene Dunne, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, and Randolph Scott. So for this show, in your theater of hits, we journey with the stars back to the early 30s, to the nostalgic strains of some of Jerome Kern's best tunes. I see Colonel Settleman is approaching the podium. The house lights dim. And now, from out of the past, the warm introductory strains of Jerome Kern's Roberta. It's intermission time, and here's a program note for young men of action. Are you wondering what your next step in life will be? It might be wise to stop and think and explore the opportunities that are now available. The United States Marine Corps now offers young men with ambition and a desire to get ahead a life of travel and adventure. Yes, here is a chance you shouldn't pass up. Service with this elite corps, travel to distant lands, a variety of duty assignments. You may be one of the Marines picked to guard one of the many important embassies located throughout the world. Or you may serve aboard ships. And then again, you may be trained in aviation and work with the latest jet aircraft. Marine training is the best. And marine training involves maneuvers in the islands of the Caribbean or the countries of the Mediterranean or off the California coast. Yes, Marines are world travelers. So, young men, enter today and get the facts on an exciting new career. Be a volunteer. Be a Marine.
Second act, curtain time, curtain time.
And now it's time to return to our seats. I see Colonel Sattleman is already on stage. The house lights dim. And now, Act 2 of Roberta. this concludes Jerome as performed for you by the United States Marine Band under the baton of Lieutenant Colonel William F. Sattleman. This program was brought to you transcribed through special arrangement with T.V. Armstrong by the men and women of the United States men and women of military age. If you are 17 years old or over and want to like travel and adventure, find out if you can qualify for enlistment in the United States Marine Corps. Marines serve on all the 5 continents and all the 7 seas. And while they're traveling the world over and sharing new experiences and adventures together, Marines receive the finest training available. So visit your local Marine Corps recruiting station and get the details on how you can enjoy a career of travel and adventure in the United States Marine Corps. Be a volunteer. Be a Marine. And now this is your host, John Batchelor, hoping you enjoyed Theater of Hits. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. First Nighter. Welcome to your Theater of Hits. It's almost curtain time. Shall we go right in? This way, please. Here are your orchestra seats for the best in Broadway musicals, performed by the United States Marine Band under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel William F. Sattleman and presented by the United States Marine Corps. For this performance, we bring you Victor Herbert's beloved Red Mill. This operetta was one of the biggest successes in Herbert's career and was his greatest moneymaker. Red Mill was first performed in 1906 and was a hit from the very outset. A well-known critic of that era wrote, "The plot is picturesque, the action exciting, and the music delightful. Certainly ingredients for a very successful stage musical." And now, I see the house lights are dimming, and Colonel Sattleman is entering from stage left. He takes the podium, lifts his baton, and we hear the first act of Victor Herbert's Red Mill. Thank you, Colonel Sattleman and the Marine Band, for a wonderful rendition of the first act of Victor Herbert's Red Mill. I'll be back very shortly with a finale of Red Mill, but right now, here is a special program note. You know, Victor Herbert established quite a record for writing musical comedies. With the exception of Sigmund Romberg, he wrote more comic operas than any other composer of any era. In a different vein, but equally as impressive, is the record established by the United States Marine Corps. For more than 179 years, Marines have served their country with honor, pride, and a devotion to duty that mere words cannot describe. Behind this impressive record is a compact and select group of men. Men with a burning desire to serve their country to the best of their ability. Men with a fierce pride in their corps and their uniform. For detailed Marine and how you can become one, see your local Marine Corps recruiter today. And now, as the house lights dim once again, and Colonel Sattleman raises the baton, we hear the final act of Victor Herbert's Red Mill. this concludes Victor Herbert's Red Mill, as performed for you by the United States Marine Band under the baton of Lieutenant Colonel William F. Sattleman. This program was brought to you transcribed by the men and women of the United States Marine Corps through special arrangement with Tams Whitmark Music Library, Incorporated, with this closing program note. Today, more than ever before, our country needs alert young men capable of leading others. Men who can meet any situation with prompt, intelligent decisions and see them through to a successful conclusion. Every member of this land, sea, and air team is a star performer, trained to do a man-sized fighting job in defense of our country. You are 17 over and like to know more. You can call for this all-American team. Write, call, or visit your local Marine Corps. Then serve with the finest. Serve with the Marines. Now this is your host, John Batchelder, hoping you enjoy Hitter of Hits.
You'll be glad this winter you bought a Coleman heater this fall. Yes, as you sit back in your easy chair, snug and comfortable, you'll be glad you bought a Coleman heater. You'll enjoy floor-to-ceiling warmth in those rooms you could never heat before.
Get your Coleman oil or gas heater now during Coleman's big bonus sale. Here's what you get.
First bonus, a new low price.
Yes, now you can get a dependable Coleman automatic heater at a new low price.
Second bonus, a new low operating cost.
Coleman saves you up to 25% on heating bills because Coleman gives you maximum heat from your fuel.
Third bonus, a 32-piece set of Libby's Safe Edge glassware worth $14. It's free with your new Coleman heater.
Get 3 big bonuses. Get your Coleman oil or gas heater now during Coleman's big bonus sale. This sale is for a limited time only.
So see your Coleman dealer tomorrow. You'll find his name in your telephone directory.
The thrill of the nighttime, the hushed voice and the prowling step, the crime that is almost committed, the finger of suspicion pointing perhaps at the wrong man, the stir of nerves at the ticking of the clock, and it might be too late for the murderer who might get away. Mystery and intrigue and dangerous adventure. We invite you to enjoy stories that keep you in suspense.
For suspense, tonight we present The Lord of the Witch Doctors by John Dixon Carr.
The drums were beating that night. The Lord of the Witch Doctors was on his way. 20 miles of the East African coast, fanned by the blistering heat of the Indian Ocean, lies the island of Zanzibar. Here, many years ago,
Exact, in the year 1889.
3 nations were rivals for trade with the Imperial German Eagle. At Mogadishu were the Italians. A mixed population boiled along that coast, Portuguese, Arabs, Swahili. On the island itself, Sayyid Khalif, Sultan of Zanzibar, ruled the remains of a once mighty empire. Mohammedan Bantus of the tribe of Zeng. Look over there in the moonlight. The palace where Sayyid Khalif lived with his fat wives and his captive wife. On the hill overlooking the harbor stood the British residency. Official held his sway in German and Italian influence. And at the residency on that hot night long.
Martha.
Yes, Father?
Come away from the windows, please.
But, Father, there's drums around the mainland.
Never mind.
20 miles from here.
I'd rather you stood back.
It's the fires I don't like, sir. You can see the red light all this distance. They're having a beano of some kind.
You'd better stand back, too, Mr. Harris.
Oh, look here, sir.
Yes, Mr. Harris?
I've been your diplomatic attaché in this place for 3 years. Couldn't you call me by my first name in private?
Just as you please. Lower the sun blinds and turn down the wick of that lamp.
You don't think there's any danger?
There's no danger whatever.
Terribly restless tonight.
Only natural, my dear, with the drums going.
Everybody seems restless. It's been going on for days. You begin to get in your nerves.
So you feel it too, eh?
And I do wish they'd jab at him with a meat fork and that kind of thing. If that lion ever got loose...
Nerves, my dear, nothing but nerves.
Let's face it, sir. There's something very queer going on over on that mainland.
Well, suppose there is.
All we know is what Nyoka knows. This great witch doctor, whoever he is, been making a triumphal progress to the coast. The whole bush is afraid of him.
You alarm me.
Nyoka says he's got horns. He can make himself 7 feet tall, like stretching an accordion.
Oh, really, Bill Harris?
I don't say I believe it. I say it might be dangerous. Now, for instance, could this be one of Dr. Schmidt's tricks?
Dr. Schmidt is a friend of ours.
Yes, he's also head of the German East Africa Company.
Dr. Schmidt is a gentleman.
Look at that coast over there. He's got every native chief in his pocket.
Dr. Schmidt assured me that the German emperor has no more territorial claims in East Africa.
We get our trade concessions from Sayyid Khalif. Sayyid is our only friend, but we can't even be sure of him. The Germans give him trade gin and a grand piano. The Italians give him 3 new wives for his harem. What do we give him?
I have no instructions from London about the situation in this island.
No. Somebody in Whitehall probably forgot to post them.
For the last time, Mr. Harris, I will not hear His Majesty's government criticized like that.
Sorry.
These things take time. If there's any danger, we'll be notified in due course.
Listen.
Though they're only our own natives, they beat their own drums, you know.
Somebody went past that window.
That's probably only Nyoka, my dear. Surely you're not afraid of our own servant.
No, but
Master!
Nyoka, listen to me. Don't hang on to that big curtain. You'll pull it down. Now stand up straight and tell me. What is it?
He here, Bonna. He here, yes, please.
Who's here?
Big witch doctor here, yes, please. He come up past in moonlight. He walk slow, boom, boom. He got big teeth eat with the outside front door now.
What was that?
the drums have stopped.
Nyoka's right, sir. We have got a visitor. There's somebody coming down the hall.
Better turn down that lamp, Martha.
I can't seem to find the lamp. My fingers are all thumbs.
There's a revolver in the table drawer behind you, sir.
I don't need it. Stand perfectly still, all of you.
Now, please, friends all, don't be alarmed.
Are you English?
That's right, miss. Born and bred in Streatham. Richard is the British consul.
I am the British resident, sir. My name is Richardson. May I ask the meaning of this tomfoolery?
Well, that's just what I'm here to tell you. Or maybe I'd better show you. Now, observe me right hand. I hold it up so, and as I live, a lighted cigar. But perhaps the lady doesn't like smoking in the drawing room. Now, look here. There's nothing up my sleeves. I wouldn't deceive you for the world. I turn over my hand, and would you believe it? A glass of water.
Is this man insane?
Father, I think he's trying to tell you he's a magician.
That's right, miss. Direct from the Egyptian Hall, Piccadilly. Animal taming and magic. That's my line.
Then you're the famous witch doctor that's got all the natives in an uproar?
Nobody else, young fella.
Yes, well, you tell us what you mean by this nonsense. Scaring everybody when there's no danger.
No danger? I suppose you haven't heard about Sayed Caliph and his Gatling guns?
Gatling guns?
Kindly presented by Dr. Otto Schmidt. And believe me, all you've got is an appointment with a Gatling gun, unless my nonsense steps in. Here, take a look at this.
What, you can't be British Foreign Office?
Well, that's just what I am, Governor, and going up in the world, don't you think? By the way, I'd better give you instructions. The envelope's pretty dirty and a little bit smelly from being under my furs and devil paint, but...
Read it, sir. Go on and read it. Foreign Office, Whitehall, British Consul, Zanzibar. Bearer of this letter, the great... They must be out of their minds.
Are they? Listen, old man. I've been 3 weeks in that jungle with a Swahili interpreter. I've been bitten and stung and fried to death. But Schmidt or no Schmidt, I've got those native chiefs just where I want them. You see what happens when I announce I'm a friend of the Great White Queen? Why, you'll have 'em eaten out of your hand.
Well, that's true.
And all we've got to do is get around Sayed Caliph here on this island.
Do we need to get around him?
Young lady, be good enough not to speak until you're spoken to.
Oh, I'm sorry, Father. Sayed may be lazy and as fat as a hippopotamus. He's rather a fine old boy.
Is he?
You said something about Gatling guns.
Now, listen. Here's the game.
Father, I don't like this. I've never heard Nero as restless as that.
Never mind, Nero. Go on.
Well, I came over here tonight in a steam launch. Tomorrow I'm paying my state visit to the great Sultan Sayed Caliph. Now, you present me as your friend, the Great White Queen, and I do my best to fix it. Is anything wrong with your native boy?
Now, be still.
Our witch doctor friend, are you?
No, I good Christian.
Yeah, what are you doing? Come out from under the sofa.
But I see something. I look out the windows. That's see Juana bald head coming apart.
Well, a bald head?
That's Dr. Schmidt.
Dr. Schmidt? Well, he mustn't find me here.
Yes, I quite agree. This is most
Back way out of here?
Yes, through that arch. Stay in the back room. Naoko will show you.
Me go with witch doctor.
Yes, hurry, please.
I know like.
Never mind what you like. You go.
I like.
It's all right, they've gone.
Yes, about time, too. Well, good evening, Dr. Schmidt. Pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see you.
Ah, my friends, I wish I could say it was such a pleasure to see you.
Isn't it, Doctor?
It is at any time but now. Do not, I beg of you, know it. It is that confounded lion, Nero. Always I said it would happen, and now it has happened.
What about Nero?
My friends, I regret. Yes, meat is killed. Yes, tasted blood.
What's that?
You permit that I sit down and take off my sun helmet. I am not young, and I'm tired.
It's not Sayed Caliph.
Yeah, it is so. Yes, tis that lion once store.
Oh, poor old boy. He was our friend. He's not dead.
Yeah, I regret. Yeah, he is dead. Sultan of sense of our state.
Oh, dead. But how did the lion ever get at him?
He drank too much pumba. That was his trouble. He got drunk and think he can do too much. So he opened the door and went to the lion's cage.
Into the cage?
Yeah, would you believe it?
Not easily.
But it is true. Over the palace there's what you call gnashing of teeth. The son Nobis in tears.
Did you see this happen, Doctor?
No. I go there later and they tell me it. It's all of us because of some foolish story, a broomhead story. That he has been stuck over the head and thrown into the cage by someone who did not like him.
Well, that's more likely, if you ask me.
My friend, it is foolishness. Everybody liked old man. He was a father to his people and a kind friend.
Doctor, are you telling us that Said may have been put into that cage unconscious?
It is what one African soldier says, yeah.
Then he may still die.
Life? It is impossible.
Well, it's more than possible. A lion may maul an unconscious, but it doesn't often kill him. This is vital. Vital to Said himself as well. You're a doctor. Can't you go and make sure?
My friend, I regret. I am not that kind of a doctor.
Harris, you may be right. I think I'd better go myself.
Is this... I'll stay here and entertain Dr. Schmidt. Unless, of course, he wants to go, too.
No. I thank you. I do not like sights of that sort. I have a tender heart and I have illnesses. Besides, you can do nothing. I tell you, he is dead.
Yes, we'll see. Martha, you'll better come with me. Your nurse's training may be of some use at last.
Of course. Hadn't we better go the back way and speak to Naoka?
Yes. Naoka mustn't be troubled in that back room.
Very good evening to you, Dr. Schmidt.
Ah, Mr. Harris, they have good hearts, but they're so foolish. I would give my own right arm to aid that poor man. But, well, they must have philosophy. They must cheer up and bear it.
Yes. Now, Doctor, we're all alone.
So we are. We must sit down and have a nice, comfortable chat. Yes?
Definitely, yes.
Oh.
I wanted to have a word with you anyway.
Ah, so? About what, Mr. Harris?
Oh, various things.
I am happy to give you all the time in the world. I like talking to young people. It makes me feel young again myself.
Like, Nobi?
Nobi?
Said Caliph's eldest son, the new Sultan.
Ah, one fine young man for a savage.
Yes, but weak, easy to manage, and very fond of his father, too. It's a wonder he didn't have the lion shot after they got the body away.
Shot with what, my friend? I beg your pardon, Emil. I do not consider the matters funny. No. But shot with what? These brutes, they have nothing but muzzle-loading muskets. Kill Nero with those? No.
Suppose they had Gatling guns.
Pardon?
Just suppose that, of course.
Of course.
Well?
Ah, my friend. Gatlings would be of no better use. You only wound. To kill a lion, you must reach the eye or heart with a high-power bullet. What is the matter with us? Why are we talking of these things?
Talking of death, you mean? Of Said Khalif, who gave all the trade concessions on Zanzibar to the British?
My friend, I was talking about express rifles.
Look here, don't you find it warm in here?
Yeah, a little.
Yes, it smells of animal's fur, doesn't it? I'll just raise those sun blinds.
No. You must not trouble yourself to do that.
It's no trouble.
Not a trouble. It is not necessary.
Doctor, you've been mopping. You've been here. Here. Better?
Much. Why not sit down, my boy, and we have a nice chat?
Fine enough night. No smell of the animal's cage here.
My friend, you talk like a hunter.
Yes. Or a victim. Yes. It's a fine night. Fire's still burning on the mainland. I wonder if that's a good sign.
What?
I wish I knew. And the sea is like skim milk under the moon. And... Good Lord.
What is it? What makes you jump?
Look there, in the harbor.
My friend, I see nothing. Perhaps if I take off my spectacles and wipe...
Why, man, you must see it. In the harbor, out at the left there, beyond the shadow of those big palm trees. Don't you see our riding lights? It looks... By George, it is. It's a warship.
It is only a German gunboat, my friend. Only a very little German gunboat.
German gunboat?
My friend, you must not be so distrustful. That is not kind.
Let me get a telescope.
But I tell you who she is. It is nothing. She is on what you call a goodwill tour. You're not angry.
Angry? My friend.
Well, good enough. No, I could not guess. That is, the Englanders are hard to understand.
We know that ourselves.
I tell you something in confidence. You Germans are sensitive. The British objected. The natives feel too strong. I tell the gunboat to go away. I fire an express rifle. It has a sound. Boom! You cannot mistake one another. That is why I think of an express rifle. But if nobody will object...
Why, not the least bit. Tell me, Doctor, do you like it here on this island?
Well, it's not bad.
Don't you ever want to get away from a forsaken mud heap like this?
My friend, I am a German. My duty is here, as I stay here.
Yes, I know. Between ourselves, that's exactly my position.
But you are young.
Well, that's not the point. It's the importance of the job. The British don't rule Zanzibar. We hold the trade concessions from Said Khalif, and our residents. Even you, Doctor, would be surprised at the amount of trade that we have to protect and the revenue that comes out of this island.
So now, you don't say so.
I do say so.
It's so much?
More than you think. Of course, I'm not allowed to give you any figures.
No, of course not. I would not dream of asking you. How much would you say it comes to, roughly?
Oh, come now, Doctor. As one gentleman to another, you're not asking me to give away secrets.
Oh, no. It was only a joke, and you up-tripped me. I would try to pull your leg, and it was only a joke, believe me.
It's all in the game, isn't it?
Yes, all in the game as gentlemen.
Oh, Doctor, you're quite a humorist.
You are not offended?
Not at all. No, as I was saying, I hold a rather important job. Of course, Mr. Richardson holds the more important one. He's been very friendly with old Saeed Khalifa on this job. Of course, you know what that job is?
Of course. He's the British consul. What is the matter with you? You're not smiling any longer. Are you looking at me like that?
So that's it. That's the game. You made exactly the same mistake that he did. Who did? Dr. Schmidt, have you met the great lord of the witch doctors? The maker of spells and the tamer of lions?
I am a good Christian. I pay no attention to what natives say. I do not believe in witch doctors.
No, neither do I. Not in this one, at any rate.
What one?
The witch doctor who came here tonight and said that he was on a mission for the British Foreign Office. He's an ambassador. Go, and you're working with him. Oh, don't upset your chair like that. Because of your fall.
I have not hurt myself, young man.
Oh, yes, you have. The fellow who came here tonight addressed the British consul. That might have been a slip of the tongue. But then you see the letter on the table there.
I have eyesight, I thank you.
That letter is supposed to come from the Foreign Office, and it calls him the British consul, too. I heard it read aloud. The Foreign Office may make mistakes, but they don't make mistakes like that. That letter, Doctor, was a forgery. It was forged probably by the German who calls himself Mephisto. He's in the back room now.
No, he's not, Governor. He's standing in the doorway behind you now.
Yes, I heard you.
But don't turn around to look at me. I'm just warning you.
For that?
Yes. I've got a 5-0 test right all over the opposite wall.
Carl, was du auch immer tust?
No,
She speaks English about it.
Carl, I beg of you. Don't fire that rifle.
Exactly. You see, Carl, I'm turning around.
This is all very... now, Carl.
You see what the doctor means, Carl? If you fire that rifle, you'll send your gunboat out of that harbor just when you need it. Isn't that the signal, Doctor? To send the gunboat away?
Carl, I beg of you.
Yes, it is. Very simple, economical German signal. So, you two killed Saeed Khalif.
That is slander. That cannot be proved.
Had to do it, I imagine. Saeed was the one chief that you couldn't buy or frighten with your witch doctor, so you got rid of him. Tomorrow morning, the witch doctor would have appeared. He'd have scared the daylights out of a weak and superstitious son, Noby.
I told you I was fairly good at my work, Governor. And I am.
Yes, and then the witch doctor would have taken over everything. The British resident had to be bamboozled for 24 hours to keep him out of the way with a ghost story about a British agent. And there was a gunboat in the harbor in case of trouble.
Slight mistake there, Governor. There is a gunboat in the harbor.
Yes.
It's really worked out beautifully. The Emperor should be pleased. I don't think your White Queen will be very happy, though. I'm the great witch doctor to that fighting mob over there. Saeed is dead. And there's a German gunboat in the harbor.
Listen. I think I hear something. Whoever's out there, stay back. Whoever's out there, stay back.
Listen to me. Say he's alive. He's alive.
This is impossible.
We can see him breathe. We don't even think he's badly hurt, but he's still in the cage, unconscious.
Still in the cage?
You mean they can't get him out of there?
If he wakes up or they attempt anything, Nero will tear him to pieces. The whole crowd over there is nearly crazy, but they don't dare go into the cage.
Well, gentlemen, you should have been more careful. If they do get Saeed out of there alive, you're done for.
Be quiet.
Listen.
Nobi and the rest of the natives are coming up here now.
See here, miss. Are you talking about the old boy's son?
Nobi, yes. He wants to see the witch doctor.
The witch doctor? This puts you in some slight trouble, Carl.
Listen to me, miss. I couldn't get that old buzzard from out of the way from that line, even if I've got to get out of here.
Too late now, my dear witch doctor. The natives have surrounded the house.
Who's that?
It's Nobi. He's coming down the hall.
I know me. My language. Sultan Khan. Witch doctor. Much respect. Fall on floor.
Go ahead. Play your part, Carl. Play your ruddy part.
Get up again. Great medicine man. Father hurt. Encaged with the lion. You come.
Say something, Carl. You can't be a dumb wizard.
You come.
My dear Nobi, my friend. The witch doctor can't understand you.
Me witch doctor. Not speak everything. Bad witch doctor.
No, it is not that. He does not hear you. He's in another world. See how his eyes close. See how he say?
I know this. He saved my father. Or maybe all of you. We will kill all white people here. Witch doctor saved my father from lion. You come.
Nobi, listen to me. You needn't worry. The great witch doctor can save your father.
Go in cage?
No, not go in cage.
Strike with fire?
Yes, that's it. Strike with wizard fire. Open heaven. Flash great light. Nero scream and die. Father saved.
You must not save him. If he remains alive, he will talk. Then the natives will know.
You not want to save father?
The witch doctor does want to save your father, Nobi. You see that gun under his arm?
Gun? Gun no good. Not use gun. Only wound lion. Lion in pain kill father.
No, that's not like your muskets, Nobi. It's an express gun. It's a magic gun.
Magic gun?
Listen, Nobi. Magic gun save your father with one shot. Just like that. Lion fall over dead. Your father well again. And our friend.
We use gun. Give me gun.
No, you could not use it, Nobi. The witch doctor can use it best. Tell him to use it. Tell him to be sure that he hits the lion.
Look here, Harris. I've had enough of this.
Yes, Nobi. If he wants to hit Nero with that white fire, he can strike the lion dead before you could wink your eyes.
Then do.
You better try it, Carl. And you better not miss him, or you know what'll happen to every white person in this room.
My hands are shaking.
Magician with shaky hands, that won't do.
I take your shoulder. You follow. Yalla, Ngomba. All come. There is cage by palace door. All court over river, bright as day. 1,000 torches, all make light. Now do. Now do.
See how quiet they get when Nobi raises his hand. They're praying.
So are we.
Won't do it.
You'd better. I told you that. They're out of hand now. If you miss, you're no witch doctor. And if you had any thought of hitting Saeed instead, just imagine what they do to you.
I can't see. These torches blind me.
You do.
I think the old man's moving. If he stirs, the lion will kill him. You know what that means. That's right. Up with the rifle.
My hands are shaking.
Be careful with your sights. It's a point-blank shot.
Allah, Furqan.
All right, Nobi. The lion is dead. They can go in and carry your father out now.
Lion dead? German magic. It's great magic.
Yes, Nobi, it is. But English magic is greater.
English magic better than German magic?
Yes, Nobi. Now prove it. Turn around. Look out for the harbor. I stand here. I wave my hand like this, up my sleeve. I wouldn't deceive you for the world. I wave my hand towards the gunboat in the bay. The gunboat sails away. English magic, Nobi. English magic. And so ends The Lord of the Witch Doctors. Tonight's story of suspense.
Next Tuesday, when CBS again brings you Suspense, our story will be The Devil in the Summer House. The broadcast for next week only, scheduled for 10 p.m. Eastern Wartime, a half hour later than usual. William Spear, the producer, John Dietz, the director, Bernard Herrmann, the composer-conductor, and John Dixon Carr, the author, are all collaborators on Suspense. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.